character, integrity, success, achievement, fulfillment. What do all these things have in common? It's very hard or difficult to have success without integrity or character. They're kind of congruent. A lot of people don't think so. A lot of people risk or diminish their character and integrity to achieve what they believe to be success. There is no success without peace of mind. Well, then again, I guess that's what you define success as. I like Earl Nightingale's definition of success. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. A worthy goal or ideal. Worthy. Now, when you put worthy in there, that has moral implications. It means that your idea is, or your goal is for the good, for the good of yourself, your family maybe, for humanity. Are your goals only for you, or does it help, or do they help other people? That's a question you need to ask yourselves. And do you keep your integrity as you pursue your goals? Not just in the pursuit of your goals, but in all aspects of your life. If you run into somebody in the parking lot at the store, do you just keep going if you think no one saw you and turn it into the insurance and say someone hit you? If you open your door in the parking lot and ding someone else's door and they're not in their car and no one sees you, do you just drive off and justify it, saying, well, people hit my doors, nobody tells me? It really doesn't matter what anybody else does. They have to live with that. What does matter is what you do. These things, these little infractions of universal laws, God's laws, whatever you want to call them, nature's laws, come back to haunt you. And when you're out there in the business world or in the dating world, wherever you are, these things precede you. Have you ever heard of the saying, what you are speaks so loudly I can't hear what you're saying? These little discrepancies, these little hidden faults, character defects, or sins if you like, and I'm not talking religion, sin is just missing the mark. It means you didn't live up to what you know to be right within yourself. It doesn't align, an action you took or didn't take doesn't align with your moral compass. I'll give you a little example, and I have these all the time. We're finishing up this new construction job, and new construction jobs are stressful. Okay, so the guy had a door in there that wasn't supposed to be there, so he had to order another one. So anyway, we took all the doors. I ended up spraying the door. And we painted the door because we got them mixed up with all the other doors. So it was sitting there yesterday, and the client was there, and I said something about the door, and he said, well, they won't take it back because you painted it. But that was after I said, I painted your door. It got mixed up with the other ones. He said, well, you can have it if you want it, whatever you want to give me for it, whatever you think it's worth. I said, well, how much did you pay for it? I don't know. And after I thought about it, it was my mistake. I painted the door. He told me that they weren't going to keep that door. Now, I can justify that by saying I told him that all the trim needs to be in there before I start painting the doors. So they made a mistake by having the door up. And that wasn't the door that I was supposed to do. But he specifically told me that that door was getting replaced, so I knew it wasn't supposed to get sprayed. So I'm responsible for, we could say, ruining that door. It's not ruined, but they won't take it back and he can't get his money back. There were several things on this job that he didn't do that we agreed upon. Now, I could justify not paying him for that door because he didn't keep up all his, what we agreed upon. But that really doesn't matter. What did I do that I knew I was supposed to do or wasn't supposed to do? That's my side of the fence. So I have to ask him I gotta find out what he paid for that door, and I have to pay the amount for the door. I'll get the door, I can use it here at the house for something. I don't wanna do that, but I wanna feel good about myself. I wanna know that I've done the right thing within me. It doesn't matter if he's made mistakes or not, if he didn't do what he was supposed to do. What matters is what I do, that I am congruent with my integrity, my morals, my character. And when you do this, this changes you on the inside, or at least maintains your integrity. And people can see this or feel it. I don't know how it works, but I don't have to tell people when I'm bidding a job that I'll take care of you, and if we break something, we'll fix it. If we tear something up, we'll tell you. Because no matter what happens on the job, even if it's a small infraction, if it's my mistake, I tell the homeowner whether they will ever know it or not. Because that's what I have to do. Now, everybody's not like that, but if you find yourself justifying or rationalizing an action that you've taken or that you didn't take that you knew you should have taken, that probably means you're going against your moral compass. And instead of that building integrity and helping you be more successful in the future, it diminishes your integrity, it diminishes your character. These things aren't easy to do. I don't do them because I'm some great guy. I do them because I have a desire to be successful. And there is no true success, at least in my opinion, unless you have character building and integrity congruent with your success, with your level of success. How many times have you seen people become successful seemingly overnight, and they didn't have to go through the process of the character building? They self-sabotage. They destroy themselves with drugs, alcohol, women. And Lord knows I've been susceptible to all that in my past. Still susceptible to some of that. Not drugs or alcohol, but I really have to keep an eye on when it comes to women. Many great men have been pulled down by the seductiveness or the beauty or the manipulative skills of a woman. Great men throughout history. So if you think that you're above that or you cannot be brought down by a beautiful woman, then you best be careful. We always must keep our vision, our purpose, our goals ahead of everything. But there, back to what I said about Earl Nightingale, your goals or your vision, they need to be worthy ideals, worthy goals, worthy pursuits, worthy visions. Let's say you want to make a lot of money. Let's say you want millions of dollars. Let's say you want 100 million. Or let's say you want to be a billionaire. Whatever you want. Why do you want this? Do you want it so you can just lounge around, chase women, drink and party and sit on the beach and drink martinis? How is that going to help humanity? That is not a worthy goal or ideal. And I guarantee you, if you get it, you'll be miserable. I know if you're lacking on money or if you don't have any money, and I've been there, you think that if you had money, it would solve most of your problems. But that's not true. There are many problems. I'd say most problems cannot be solved with money. Now you hear some people say, oh, they say money can't buy happiness. Well, you don't know where to shop. That's bull crap too. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's better to have money than not to have money because it allows you to have more, you could say more freedom to go places. But if you don't have that freedom on the inside from living by your moral compass, living a life of integrity, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You're not free. You can be poor and be free, and you can be rich and be trapped. Many people who are very successful financially are prisoners of the fear of losing their money. Their money controls them. They're afraid if they lose their money, they lose everything. But a true man of riches knows that if he loses his money, because money is just a symbol, he can gain that back in a short time. True riches and wealth come from within you. The outer manifestations are just symbols of what you have inside of you. And it's very difficult, if not impossible, to be truly wealthy and rich unless you have integrity. But you'll say to me, Mark, I know people who have all kinds of money and they're just crooked, they're dishonest, they're liars, or this, or that. Well, you think you know everything about them. But there's a little bit of good in the worst of us and a bit of bad in the best of us. We are all children of the Creator and we each have a right to be here. When I complain about me or about you, I am complaining about God's handiwork. I am saying that I know better than God. That's a quote out of a book. And many times I've done that. You can't judge by appearances. You don't know the inner man. But if I back up to what I originally started out with, you don't need to. You only need to know your inner man. Are you congruent with the type of person that you want to be? And as I said, if you have to justify or rationalize any of your actions or inactions, you're not being congruent with the inner man who strives to be, how would I say, good, who strives to be loving, who strives to be kind. But many times we sacrifice that man to get that money, thinking that that is going to give us what we really desire when it will not do it. And I like money as much as anybody, don't get me wrong. I couldn't be doing this, talking to you today, if I didn't have enough money to pay for the equipment to do it, if I didn't have the time because I had to work all the time. So I like money as much as anybody. It's okay to have money as long as money doesn't have you. And if money has you, then you will find yourself sacrificing your integrity, not following your moral compass to achieve what you think is going to bring you happiness and fulfillment. And it will never, ever do that. Something to keep in mind today. That's all I have time for today. I am going to work on my house in Hannibal and have a great day. Thank you.